Hey you guys, so this is going to be one of those reads. So starting off, I am warding off any negative energies or entities that would be either sent to my channel, to me, to either compromise my protection, my aura, or anything of that sort. Anything sent my way will be returned to sender 60-fold. So this was originally going to be just a Chester Bennington video, but I've been instructed to include Chris Cornell in this mix because apparently those two deaths are linked together. So first, let's start off with Chester Bennington, who is a Pisces. We have Chris Cornell, who's a Cancer. We're going to include John Podesta in this, former White House Chief of Staff, as a Capricorn. We're also going to include his brother, Tony Podesta, as a Scorpio, who is one of, Washington's most powerful lobbyists. And we're going to start off just with those four, and I'll get into their significances as we move forward. So Chester Bennington's death was ruled as a suicide on July of 2017, 2 months after Chris Cornell died, which was on May 8th of 2017. So when it comes to Chris Cornell, it was the Detroit Police Department which wrapped up their investigations quickly, and it was also the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office that ruled through the autopsy that it was a suicide. When it comes to Chester Bennington, his body was found in Palos Verdes, and it was the Estates Police Department that covered his death, as well as the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office that did the autopsy report. Remember, California is already lobbied by the Clintons. That's one of the states that Hillary basically overturned. So now let's take a look and see what were Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell working on during the time, or what were they working on that led to their deaths? Let's be more specific. We have Palace of Cups, Hermit, Palace of Swords, King of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Page of Cups, whoa, Knight of Swords, whoa, Six of Swords. Okay, so we have the Palace of Cups. This is a home. There's specifically two mansions that Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell were investigating, because the Hermit is someone who goes into deep retreat to try to find answers. Whatever this investigation was about, it involved children, secrets involving children, probably even rituals, because we have full moons right here, and this looks like an ancient scroll that could be read about. So there was some sort of high priestess that was involved with these children, and most likely like harvesting their energy. So this is all about child sex trafficking. The story that was coming out at that time was all about like Pizzagate and this theory about this Comet ping pong place in Washington DC that was basically grounds for sex trafficking. There was like notable footage that was released. I've watched this footage. I've seen like children tied to pool tables, and I mean like hands and legs tied type of situations. All this info has probably been scrubbed from the internet, but for some reason Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington, they were working on investigating whatever this may be. There was someone that was involved in this. The King of Pentacles energy is John Podesta. This is usually someone that has success. They're high status. Someone who is principled, is usually principled, but in this sense, this is a corrupt person who's has poor judgment, is greedy, is involved in like extortion and racketeering activity and things of that nature. So this is Podesta. There was something involving Podesta that Chester happened to, be investigating. How he knew about this, it was something from the past that he couldn't move on from. So what's Podesta's relation to Chester Bennington? Let's take a look at that. What is his relation? Message of concern, coffin, and look, courthouse. Paternity DNA test needed. From what I saw from the information that I've concluded online, I just wanted to pull for y'all so y'all can see that I'm not making this up. John Podesta is Chester Bennington's biological father. He fits an 80% facial profile that you can only do if someone's a parent. So, excuse me, there's information of concern that you guys need to find out about when it comes to Podesta. He had something to do with his son's death. We have a coffin here. We have a freaking coffin. He had something to do with this from a distance. At the time, he was most likely in Washington, D.C. because John Podesta has been under not just Clinton's like presidency itself from 1998 to 2001, but he also worked as Obama's advisor from 2014 to 2015. So this is someone that's well established with like DC and politics. Like, this person's presence has been here a while. We have these documents, courthouse. There's some sort of legalities that ties these two together. And from what I saw, Bennington is Tony Podesta's like bastard child. So let me get another deck. That way I can get some additional messages, because from what I'm seeing here, there's someone else that's involved. When it comes to Tony Podesta, I feel like Tony had a hand in Chester's death in some way, somehow. This person has a mask on, so I can't tell you who their true identity is. I also don't know what Epstein's zodiac sign is, because I don't know why he came to mind, but he could be something that involves air, or maybe has air placements in his moon sign, something like that. If not, there's something that involves children, and it was secretive, and it's something that they do to children in ritual form, and this was what was being investigated. There was 2 homes in specific. This looks like the Turkey home. Wow, that looks like Naomi Campbell's home that she received from her Russian boyfriend. I feel like she doesn't even live in that house. They just use it as like a pit stop for children. Underneath that house, y'all need to go investigate that. I'm gonna keep saying that every video until I see something on the news. You need to go look at that house. It's like, I think it's in the Gulf of Turkey. If not, it's just somewhere along Turkey. It's like the Eye of Horus home that, you know, she was gifted. But everything about that house gives me eerie vibes. And look, if you look here with the High Priestess, she could be the person that's involved with this energy. Because if I remember correctly, Naomi Campbell is a Gemini, and this could be Knight of Swords energy. So she is, somehow all of this is tied in together. And like, every time I try to dig into this story, I like get pulled into separate people. So this is a whole conglomeration of just fuckery that's been happening in this country. And all of that's getting uncovered. Because these children, they've been suffering long enough. They haven't had anybody to speak up about them. Chester and Chris Cornell tried. Everybody who tries ends up in this position. Dead. Not this time. Let's get another deck. That way we can get some additional messages to see what were they both working on at the time of death, or what led to their death. Palace of Cups is here. 10 of Swords. Look. Betraying oh. There are children that are created and bred specifically for reasons of like being sold. And maybe like adrenochrome usage. Like, this is like the misuse and abuse of children. And these are partnerships that have been long-standing, that have been happening right underneath our nose. And with the 8 of Wands, this was communication that they found involving John Podesta. And they tried to get this communication out. But they stepped into somebody that was not willing. Tony Podesta, okay, if it was the lesser of 2 evils, then John is the lesser one. But Tony had a major hand as to how these 2 people died. He basically formulated some sort of plan that was executed, because if you look at when Chester Bennington died, this was like intentionally orchestrated to make it look like he was so sad and depressed and he just killed himself over his friend. Yes, I'm sure like Chris Cornell's death got to Chester Bennington because he knew why his like best friend was literally murdered. And you can't even say anything about it because your father, that isn't even supposed to be your father, is in the middle of like this US government politician fuckery. Look. 7 of Swords. This was underhanded behavior that was going on behind closed doors, and someone tried to speak up about it. But this Knight of Swords was way more determined to keep his secrets intact at any cost. The Knight of Swords is someone who's reckless. This is like usually the person that starts the war. Or it could even be a hero in another sense. But in this case, if you look at that person, they're being aggressive. Tony Podesta initiated something, and it was teamwork. It involved 3 other people, and there was someone that it was under Podesta's like. So Podesta's not the big dog. He just takes orders from whoever this emperor is. I can't tell you who this emperor is. This person shows up in almost every single reading. This is someone of high ranking that basically controls even the Federal Reserve. This person has gold boots. Like, wow. I don't know who this individual is. Their identity as we move forward and as these readings keep going forward, this person's identity is going to get closer and closer, and it's going to be uncovered, and I'm going to uncover who you are. Don't think just because you're in the shadows that you can't be caught. Don't think just because you have soldiers working underneath your payroll that you can't be seen, because the divine sees it all. It's all about like divine timing. So you know what? You can sit in your little throne for as long as you want. Just know it's not going to be that way for long. With Two of Wands, they were going to choose a new direction by taking this information that they had collected to go and provide it to someone. But before that could happen, they were annihilated. Ace of Swords. And this happened like in their sleep. Whatever, it was at night, you know, when their guards were completely down, that's when Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell were ambushed. I feel ambush vibes off of this. They sent a number of people. This could be like them sending special ops to go take them out. Third-party contractors through the military, like that, because the amount of money, like, you have to have serious type of like weaponry and ammunition in this chest is what I'm seeing. Like, these are people that are skilled mercenaries. They paid skilled mercenaries to take out Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell. There were investigators that found Chris Cornell with a head wound that wasn't even mentioned in his autopsy. So they can try to lie to somebody else, but I'm here to tell the truth, because this has been kept secret for a while now. Since 2017. What are we in? 2021? Yeah, 4 years later. Exactly 4 years later, I'm opening up this chest because it's time. It's time for y'all to find out what happened to this Pisces energy, because Chester was a very loving, caring, compassionate person. He really tried to spread love in this world, especially through music. And if you listen to Linkin Park, you can hear the passion in his voice, in his music. And he talks about what happened to him during childhood. You just have to be able to decipher those lyrics. And with the Sun card, like, this situation is going to get exposed. It's been in the underground for some time. Remember how I said the earth is hollow? Yeah, well, those people that live underneath the ground, they're the ones that run the earth. They're the ones that run the US and the planet. Hillary and presidents, depopulation plan. They're all just puppets. Literally. They're not even the big dogs at the top. But they're the ones that we have to look at, because at this point, it's like whoever that emperor's identity, it's going to remain concealed, because that person has way too much power. And if I can't even speak up about it. They're keeping it secret from me, probably for my own safety. But there's going to come a point in time where they're going to make me speak up about it. So let's keep going. Look, death. I was going to just ask, why was Chris Cornell killed? And if you look at death, there's two people there. It's not just one. So why was Chris Cornell killed? 9 of Cups. Ace of Cups. Justice. He was trying to bring justice into an unjustified situation. 7. I think Chris Cornell also has like Native American blood in some way. I don't know. But his bloodline, it comes from ancient ground. 7 of Cups is here to show like there was a lot of disarray and confusion. He wanted to bring the truth about who Page of Cups. If you look at the last spread, Page of Cups was there again. Pages are children. Loving, caring, compassionate, nurturing children on the coast of some water. You see that? In the island. If you look at the pictures that I just put up on my community board of Naomi Campbell's house, you will look. The background looks just like that. There's something in that house. Y'all need to go look and search for that house and go underneath. Because there's something below that y'all are not seeing. And this has been going on for an ample amount of time now. With the 6 of Pentacles here, there was some sort of like greed that was going on involving children. Some sort of master plan where children were being used as mules for money, resources, underground crime syndicate that involved like major people, presidents, politicians, police departments that are lobbied. Like, this goes deep. Police departments, whole, like, oh my gosh. Wow. Let me keep going. Why was Chris Cornell killed? The Emperor. There's that man again. Look at everything he controls. That looks like the entire fucking planet to me. Actually, it could be like a portion of the planet, but this person, the letter C and the letter M could be significant. I don't know. C and M, because that's what I'm seeing. With 10 of Pentacles, this was some sort of ritual that happened, and there was money that was made from Chris Cornell's death. This happened because they were trying to turn something in. Secrets, moon, hidden things that was happening behind the closed doors. Because these are wealthy people. So I would imagine their homes kind of look like that. With 4 of Wands, those are also like foundations that have been built. So the whole foundation of this country, come on, y'all got to remember how America even came about. So they've been doing this for millenniums. They took this ancient practices of, you know, using children as fountain of youth elixirs and, you know, circumcision. They want you to circumcise your kids so that they can use your foreskin and make money off of that. Because that's what Sandra Bullock told y'all. She told y'all that she uses baby foreskin on her face because it makes her look younger. Straight up on live TV, whether it was Ellen or Oprah. I don't know. I can't remember. I was like super young. But I remember that and thinking, wow, that's so wrong. They want to force this whole like Western style of cosmetic way of living. Protect your children. You do not. Oh my gosh. Circumcision is like not even. It's not even necessary. It's purely cosmetic. They tell you that it's cleaner and prevents infection. Women have rows of vulvas and we know how to clean our messes. So it's just pure ignorance and whatever you guys have been trained and instilled to do. As 6 of Wands is here, they were going to have victory and success into giving whatever these secrets were. By turning it in, they were going to have success. They were going to bring victory. Justice is here twice. It was going to work. Unfortunately, though, the Queen of Cups got in the way. And look at the Queen of Cups. Look what she's wearing. All gold. That is a completely wealthy person here. All gold. And who do we know that's in Queen of Cups energy? Hillary. Scorpio. Yeah. This was her doing. It was actually the lovers. It was 2 people combined. So I would assume her partner in crime is her husband. Knight of Wands, Leo energy. We have 5 of Cups. So these people are in deep regret over this now because, like I said, these videos that I've been putting out, people are going to start talking. I'm setting out the intention that all of this stuff gets uncovered. Those children get found. The magician is being put out by the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Honest. I am being honest about this. I'm trying to communicate in a way where like it's fair to everyone. And I'm just, with the Queen of Swords, it's just someone who's truthful and honest in this case. And you can't see my eyes because I'm not showing my face. These cards, man, I'm telling you, they tell nothing but the truth. So let's get another deck. That way I can get some additional messages for how was Chris Cornell killed. Because I want to find out, why did he have a head wound that was found outside the autopsy report by the Wayne County medical examiner. So how was Chris Cornell killed? 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 3 of Swords. The Moon, Page of Wands, 2 of Cups. It was 2 people who did it. So this was at night. When this man's guard was down, like he was completely ambushed in his home. That's why they found him in his house. There was someone in particular that was paid for a job, most likely like a 90 grand job. Like, go and kill this person, we'll pay you 90 grand and you go about your day type of thing. And with 2 of Wands here, it was a collective effort. 2 people got together. I don't know exactly what kind of injuries he had. It could have been a bullet wound. It could have been, you know, could have been him getting stabbed. Whatever it was physical, because Wands are action. And all of these people here are taking some sort of action. Ace of Wands is intense action that leads to chaos in the Tower. The Tower is destruction. And look, the destruction, it's hitting someone's face. So whatever they did it to his face or his head. It could have been a gunshot wound. But from what I'm seeing, I don't know. To me, that seems like ammunition. It could have been gunshot. Whew. I want to see who executed the order, because that's really what matters at this point. Who executed the order? Knight of Cups in fucking reverse, bro. This energy, if you go look at, oh man, if you go look at Paul Walker, it is the same energy. It's the same person. The Clintons themselves, I'm telling you, they got bodies on bodies. Like, this was like a politically driven execution, because they knew what it was going to uncover. Knight of Cups in reverse is someone who can't be trusted, someone who's wishy-washy, someone who uses people's emotions against them, someone who has bad luck, a person that's not of God, because the Wheel of Fortune is God. Upside down, I don't know where they're from. I mean, I do know what their agenda is, but like, man, it was two people that did this. And it was mostly Tony Podesta. It wasn't really John. I feel like John is still like actively grieving his son's death, even though he was somewhat involved in it. Like, this is like so, I can't even think this way, because I feel like you have to be like a sociopath, or you have to be like a complete psycho to understand how these people even rationalize their decisions and their actions. With Seven of Swords, this was trickery, underhanded. These people thought they got away with it. They thought nobody was going to speak up. They've been scrubbing Google. They've been like trying to cover their tracks with Snopes.com, you know, fact checking anything that comes out speaking against these two. People can see through it now. This is the age of Aquarius. Look, Page of Pentacles just fell out. At the time, Tony Podesta wasn't at the point of where he's as wealthy as he is now. So he gained something from these two deaths, because he goes from the Page of Pentacles, from what we saw earlier, into the King of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in reverse is someone who is using some sort of dark magic. So this was like a ritual. And unfortunately, two people work together in order to murder someone. Five of Swords is my murder card, to probably murder both of these. It started off with Chris Cornell, May 8th of 2017. 2 months later, it was Chester Bennington. And then they tried to make it look like he was just grieving so badly over his friend and he killed himself. You know what? Lie to somebody else, because it ain't going to be me. That's all I'm going to say. So why was Chester killed? Why was Chester Bennington killed? Five of Wands, because he caused too much conflict, problems, competition. He just made situations harder. He was creating obstacles in the way of deep state, pretty much, because he was going to uncover this whole, you know, comet ping pong situation in DC. I think this was going on like during election time, if I remember correctly, or like slightly after. But with the Ten of Swords in reverse, like, he was trying to put a stop up to what was going on with children. Look, justice, the same energy that was with Chris Cornell. Chris was trying to bring justice into the equation again. I'm using a whole different deck. These people suffered because they tried to create change. They tried to do what nobody else could do and help these children. Ooh, that's Madeleine McCain. Oh my God. I wasn't even going to talk about that. Tony Podesta and John Podesta were responsible for the disappearance of Madeleine McCain, and that's all going to be fucking exposed. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Because the universe is bringing change. Any obstacles were in the way of this story coming back into, you know, circulation. Watch, within the next 6 months, you saw it here first. This situation is going to cause imbalance all over again, because some hope is going to be restored. There's changes that are happening between the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you can guarantee that things are going to be exposed in the near future. You just got to wait. And it's going to happen to who? John Podesta, Capricorn energy, Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely, the truth is coming to light. And it's going to bring a lack of celebration to multiple people, because these people have been out here celebrating, living their best lives, going out to their private islands, you know, doing God knows what to children freely with no type of repercussions at all whatsoever. No, it's not going to happen. Not on my watch. I'm going to use my platform to do what needs to be done. Oh, the Tower. See that? It's in reverse. It's not time yet, but that time is coming. And once this situation flips apart, this whole principality is gonna be crumbling down. It's all gonna start off with Bill. They're taking off the weakest one first. It's gonna be Bill first, and then Clinton's gonna have to watch, and she's gonna have to anticipate that they're coming for her. And that's gonna be, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. What's gonna be their karma? Eight of Swords. Mental prison, literal prison, or even just death. When they die, their souls are just gonna be stuck in this never-ending hell. Because when you die, you're supposed to, you know, ascend to your next phase of whatever life is. Like, this is just the portion where we spend on Earth. Once you die, you ascend elsewhere. Some people reincarnate back on Earth because they didn't learn their lesson, so they got to do this whole thing all over again. Eight of Swords, though, to the Three of Wands. In the near future, there's going to be things that are brought to light with the Nine of Pentacles. Their karma is going to be that they're going to have to pray for mercy, and they're going to have to anticipate their downfall. Like, imagine just waiting for the day that, like, your whole life crumbles down because you know it's coming. They may have been in a position before where they thought like, you know, they were untouchable. At some point in time, these people were untouchable. I'll give them that. They had their little 15 minutes of fame and, you know, whatever else they had, but now it's Judgment Day season. Things are changing. Things are changing. Is this Chester Bennington? The answer is yes. This person is now a star. Chester's probably evolved to, like, I don't know if it's an angel or an ascended master. I haven't died before, so I don't know what happens to, you know, the people that finish and they complete their missions. But he's ascended to a level of where he can guard over the planet now. Because if you look at the star, that looks like Earth at the bottom to me. And this person's like pouring healing energy onto there. So in a way, it's almost as if like Chester and Chris Cornell were like the sacrificial lambs to help human beings evolve. And their faith, they believe that what they were doing, their cause, that it was worth dying for. And I feel like that's why it's important that we give these people the attention that they deserve. Because with Judgment, they try to work and to save our child, like the Earth's children. Like, if we as a people can't even take care of like the most vulnerable of our, like, of us, of humans, of children, then what exactly are we? Then what are we fighting for at this point? So with Judgment Day is here. It's not even coming. Like, Babylon is falling right now as we speak. And with the Knight of Cups, these two, Cancer and Pisces, Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington, they're still actively working together even now. Even from, like, look, now they're just in the position of where they're actually even more powerful. So this whole situation, none of it's going to go unseen. And then everybody that's involved, it looks like up to 9 people that were involved in these two people's death that know exactly why all of this transpired. All of them are going to be having sleepless nights, anxiety. They're going to be tormented by those demons that they summoned in order to claim these 2 lives. And as for Podesta, he has to live with, when it comes to, you know, John Podesta, he has to live with what he's done, knowing that he sacrificed his own child in ritual form for power, fame, and everything else. Literally. And that's so messed up, but that's what the world is. This is the world we live in. Wake up. And that's the end of your reading. Bye.